See me on the panel today.
Everybody, welcome back to Morning Talk with Mike. This is Big Mike, and that is,
This is Dave and Doozy. Hey, everybody.
yeah. Hey, we were chatting, forgot that it was time to go live. But we're live now. Hey, the pin is at the top. If you want to join us up on panel here and talk about what we're going to talk. Well, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. Terrie went down to South Texas and she had a couple of missions. Mission one was to check out the town of Harlingen. Okay. We've been looking at that town down there as a possible place to move. And we have a friend down there, Jerry, and he has a channel called Southern Texas Roots. And he tours the city, shows you everything that Harlingen has to offer, the parks, the fishing areas, and the city, and the historic areas and stuff like that. And we kind of like the atmosphere down there. So she went down there and she looked around the city. She is with our daughter Brittany and our granddaughter Mackenzie. So they had a girls' weekend, so they drove down there. Her second mission was to meet Jovita Navarro, and it just so happened that Terrie had to, because she was working, that she had to go into the store where she was working and everything. So she got to meet her. And then 3 is to have fun, because it's Mackenzie's 15th birthday, and Terrie takes her the last couple of years, or I've been with her. We take her on a trip to some place she's never been before, just to give her, well-rounded. I mean, we went to Missouri. She, of course, Mackenzie's been to Missouri, but we took her to Silver Dollar City. So we took her there. We took her to see the tigers over at Turpentine Creek, where they have all the rescue tigers and lions and bears. Oh my. So she got to see all that stuff. And now Terrie's taken her we've taken her to meetups. And now she's taken her down there to South Padre Island.
Uh-oh.
And some of you all know that is the spring fling location down in South Texas. So they went down there, and they also went to a place called, what is that? St. Isabel in South Texas. And that's where the picture on the thumbnail's from. And if you didn't notice the thumbnail, I got Brittany. She's up in the lighthouse, and Mackenzie's down below, and so is Terrie. So I added those 3 people into the thumbnail, along with the city of I think it's called, is it Port Isabel? Might be called Port Isabel, Texas. So, and Terrie's loving that place. She's loving that place. She goes, I think I found a new place to live. But
there's your hint.
There you go. But either way, they're close, a short drive to the coast. So that's what Terrie wanted. She wanted to be closer to the coast, but not right on the coast because of the hurricanes and all that stuff. I like East Texas because they actually have trees, that grow straight up instead of these bush trees around the other part of Texas. So that's what she's doing. She is now back in Waco, and they're going clothes shopping for school with Mackenzie. because they have, where we live, you got, you know, Five Below, you got all these old ladies store and stuff like that, and Walmart. That's all you got. So they're down in Waco where all the big stores are, and getting her something. And I guess the thing you as a kid going to school, especially in high school, she'll be a sophomore. Um, Trying to find those clothes nobody else has. You know what I mean? Um, Around here, every boy they wear Wranglers to school, right? So that's just common knowledge. And then a pair of boots um, for most people around here because this is cattle country. This is country. You do have kids that think they're raised in the city, but they're not. It's kind of like putting, Paris high heels on a country girl. Just
You gotta have
walking
the
around like a flamingo.
you you gotta have the Roper boots, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
So boys, it's easy. I mean, a plaid shirt of some color or whatever, they're good to go, or a t-shirt, whatever. Girls are a little bit different. Okay. Girls in high school can be very vicious. Talk to Mackenzie. They can be downright hateful.
That's
Okay.
where it
Oh,
started.
you got that. You got that at Ross, and you got that. I mean, they have to point out everything just to help belittle somebody, like to make themselves stand above someone else. Anyway, they're down there in Waco, and we take her shopping every year because we know, um, or try to avoid the hate and confusion that kids have to go through. We didn't have this bullying when I was a kid. If somebody talked smack to you, you just fought them. You know. Now, who knows? They might get beat up at school, come back the next day, and you know bring dad's pew pew to school. I mean, it's absolutely asinine. We settled things with fists back in the '60s and '70s. Now it just kids are just out of hand, and I don't know if that's raising kids the way they're raising them now. On Kids don't get sunshine like they used to. Let's put it that way. They're basement dwellers. They're just on games. Punishment for a teenager nowadays, you don't whoop them, you don't do nothing, you just take their cell phones and they go into a total meltdown.
Hmm.
They will go into a meltdown. My boys, I took their cell phone away the first time, and then when they're repeat offenders, I took a hammer to their cell phone. Problem solved. Never bought them another cell phone. You know what I mean? So I said, hey, you make some money, go over there and get you what is that, straight talk from Walmart, pay as you go. I said, you do it. I ain't paying for it. Well, I'll get my own plan. Son comes back. I said, how'd that go? Man, they want $450 down payment. I said, really? I said, that's crazy. She said, it's because of my age and I'm a boy, because I'm not trustworthy. I said, well, that's probably true. She read you when you walked into the office there. So, and then they start straightening up. And I said, sorry, straight talk's the only way you can go, buddy. Buy you a card every week. So anyway, there's Jovita Navarro. Terry got to see her. And Terry called me. She goes, I got to see Jovita. So she was happy about that. Heartland headquarters with Dink and Tanks in here. Welcome in. I'm sure that's Tamara. Let me use this one over here. It's easier for me to maneuver. Um, let's see. That's why homeschooling looks even better. Yes. They can get their social interaction through church and friends. So pick, yeah, I'm telling you, there is a lot of kids that are homeschooled. And I think there was a big push during COVID because parents were home, um, and the schools, I guess around here right now, COVID taught our school district a huge lesson. Um, Use the money that was given to you under the COVID rules and regulations, improve your school, help those students that are disenfranchised, meaning they don't have internet at the house, um, and upgrade your school system so the teachers can come in or the teachers can teach from their home. And now, when we have snow days, it's virtual. So if they call a snow day now, they kids have to go online, log in. They've got all their information from their handbook, and they have to go online and they take attendance. They do all that stuff. So it's just not like, hey, it's a snow day. Grab your sled. We don't have to go to school. You're still going to school. And what that did here in our school district, and I say ours, where our grandchildren go, there's no more snow days. So what they do in the last quarter of the year is they only go to school 4 days a week, and the kids get 3 days off. So do the teachers, because they've already made up the days with virtual learning and no snow days. So that's what they did with the money that they got with COVID. So they're using it for good and not evil. We have a very smart conservative school board here in Oklahoma. And as you could tell, Oklahoma is a red state. Okay. It is the only state during the presidential campaign where all 89 counties went red. No other state can say that. 100% went red. And so we use those monies wisely here in Oklahoma. I wish every state did. Uh, it's about the children and not about your political views. Although, you could say conservatives, but we're putting all that money to good use. And I'm proud of the school board that we have that don't, we are so far from woke, it's pathetic. So
Let me
I appreciate that.
let me. I think parents need to get involved schools, in their school districts, more also. I
Yeah.
remember back in the day when I was in elementary school, they had these things called the Parent Teacher Association or the Parent
Yeah.
Teacher Organization, where they
Yeah.
would get together once a month, and the teachers talked to the parents, and the parents talked to the teachers, and made sure everybody was on the same sheet of music,
Yeah.
and it was all about learning. Well, when they did away with that, uh, and we're so distracted with a lot of parents working two jobs just to make it that they're not involved in their schools the way they should be. I was
Yeah.
a case in point that Devil's Den killer they just captured. He was teaching in Oklahoma, got in
Hmm.
trouble at a school
He was
there.
teaching in Texas.
Well, I think they said he started in Oklahoma and then he
Oh, did he?
moved to yeah, and he started in Oklahoma. He did 1 year there. Then he moved to Texas, did the same thing there. Then he went to Arkansas, and that's where he got caught.
Yeah.
And then again, I saw another school administrator this morning that was arrested over the weekend for DUI, and he had cocaine. And he was a school administrator, and I'm not sure, I can't remember where that state was that he was caught in. But parents just need to get more involved in their kids' life. You know. they need to get more involved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no
And
doubt about it.
yeah,
No doubt about it. I want to say hello to Jesse and Lisa. Welcome in. I also seen Paul Honeyman. I don't know why he's hiding.
there it is. My mic better?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah, Paul. I I I was waiting for you, and then Dave came up, and we're still missing you, brother.
Yeah, come on up, Paul. I'm not replacing you.
No, I need Paul's worldview. Hey, there's James Hall, y'all. Elsa. Hey, so there's another thing we're going to talk about, and Dave talked. We talked off the offline there before we went live, and that is what's going on in Dave's life and the growth he's seeing in certain areas from the gift that he's got. So why don't you tell him about what's going on with your foreign connections?
Oh, well, I've had a few opportunities to sing on live streams in the Philippines and in Saudi Arabia. And it's not very often that people can sing gospel music in a place like Saudi Arabia or any place in the Middle East. But the Lord has opened up new channels and new doors for me and my music and my podcast. And this mic right here, this new sound system I have, made it all possible. So, those of you that, first of all, I believe that God gives everybody a talent. And I've only been good at two things in my life, and that is being a Marine and making music.
Yep.
And that's it. And I've just been sharing my music with the world. And in the Philippines, they love country music, but nobody over there sings country music because they don't know how. They don't have it. They don't have a Johnny Cash. They don't have a Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
So just sharing my talent with the world, especially my gospel music, and
Well,
sharing my
real
and
quick, Dave, one of the things that all the Filipino channels that I watch, I know they do a lot of singing on different ones.
mhm,
And the thing that they don't have over there is copyright laws.
that's right.
So they can sing anything and everything.
Hmm.
Where here, you'll get nailed with copyright laws unless it's an original song or
Not if
whatever.
not if you add an instrument.
Oh, really? I
That's
didn't
how
know that.
that's how you can get over on the algorithms when you use YouTube music or
Yeah,
copyrighted music,
yeah.
is you can add an instrument to it and it defeats the algorithms that it's not a copyright, because like if you sing a Johnny Cash song that's copyrighted, uh, and you just use the straight music, but if you add an instrument, whether it be a guitar, this is just an egg-shaped maracha. That's all it is. That's all.
So you
I
shake that while you're singing?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I have never ever
Not
had a
that I
copy.
can sing worth a dang.
I've never had a copy. Well, so far I've been singing on YouTube for what, almost 2 years now, and I've never had a copyright strike. Never.
Are you monetized?
No,
Well,
I'm
that's
not
why.
monetized yet, but
That
still,
that's why.
if you go back and read the terms of service and the copyright laws, it's not copyrighted. If Johnny Cash didn't have this and I add this, then it's not copyrighted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's one of them loopholes, you know.
Hey, we might try that today. Paul said, "Don't try it."
Hey, speaking of Paul, I know he's from England. I've been watching a Dr. Kavanaugh, He plays the piano. He plays the boogie woogie on the piano at an airport or something. And then you got Terry Miles. He's another well-known British piano player. And I watched both of their channels, and they're just awesome piano players. I'd love to sing with one of them one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, only thing I watch over in England is a bunch of fishing channels and some caravanners.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. If I could go to England and rent a caravan with a vehicle, it could be a regular RV that you drive or whatever. And a lot of people have these custom big vans that are customized and stuff like that. I would love to do something like that. Go over there for like a month and just every site I wanted to see in the UK, I would just be driving every single day because that's just fascinating to me. Now I've been to England twice, but to see all those small places in the middle of nowhere where people used to flourish, I want to go to the Highlands. I want to go all over the place. I mean, I've got relatives in Ireland, Wales, England, nobody in Scotland, but then we jump over to Germany and then we go straight up to the Scandinavian countries. Because
you're missing it, Mike.
Huh?
You're missing it.
What am I missing?
Jennifer lives in Homestead.
Jennifer says you sing the blues about a snake in the barn.
That's right. That's what I do. Yeah. Oh, no doubt about that. And I'm gonna tell you something. I dispatched one all by myself. Terry was gone, and yeah, there's one less snake in this world. And I'm sorry if you're a snake lover, and we can't be friends. But there's two things. Terry asked me last night. She goes, "Did you get the eggs out of the hen house?" And I said, "No."
Nope.
"You haven't got the eggs since I left?" I said, "No. You left on a Wednesday. On Thursday, I went out there, and there were two rat snakes in the hen house. In fact, I opened up the door and I'm looking and I don't see anything. So I said, "Oh, great." And so I looked to see if there's any eggs in the corners on left and right. Well, I looked right and there was no egg left. There was no eggs. I looked right. There's a pile of eggs with a huge rat snake wrapped around the egg nest, right? Right next to it is another hen. She's laying there, and this dude is swallowing eggs. And I said, "Oh, hell no." And I shut the door as fast as I could. I go out there the next day. Not only this guy's not there, and there's no eggs either. Okay. He's on the opposite side. And I said, "Man, I'm going to get this guy." So what do? I get the ladder and I put it right next to the door. And I have the tongs to pick them up and throw them out. So I step up, and the next thing I see from the left corner is this. I see the guy over in the back corner. This snake comes across and just misses my feet. I'm in tennis shoes. And he came right across there. Dude, I almost fell out and broke my skull out of that hen house. I shut the door. I told Terry, "I don't care if there's 1,000 eggs in there. Them suckers can have it." She goes, "Don't worry. I'll take care of it when I get home."
Mike found speed that day.
And these are not small. These were pretty big boys. And so I go into the shop where the quail are, and all of a sudden I see this snake. I don't know what it is this year. Then I see this snake. He's half on a paint can and he's coming down, and his head is on the tray where the droppings for the quail go. And I go over there and I get her pruning shears. I go over there and I just, and I got him. Right. And he was stuck in there when I closed it, and I picked him up. He was only about yay long, or she, or whatever it is. And I take it outside and I just drop it. And I left it there. The chickens came over there and looked at it, and they go, ain't nothing we want. And so I go out there the next morning. He's gone. Sure, a raccoon or possum or something like that grabbed it and took off with it or whatever. But
a single black snake can have up to about 120 babies per year.
Yeah.
And having one or two black snakes on a farm, it can be beneficial, but when you finding them everywhere, you're overloaded.
Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And I go out there. A while back, I told the story about seeing a skin that shedded a skin, and the skin was about 5 foot long. So Terrie goes out there, and I freak out when I see it because I think it's a snake at first. So Terrie goes out there, picks it up, and throws it in the compost pile. So then I go out there the other day, and there's an even longer one. Before Terrie left, there's an even longer one. And I'm going, what the heck is going on? And snakes only shed once a year.
Yeah.
So, because they're growing. Terrie goes out there. She goes, oh, it wasn't that big. And I'm going, dude, this thing was at least 6 foot long. She goes, oh, she's always doing that. Because she raised a 7 foot black snake when she was a girl. She used to hold it and let it wrap around her, and parents would throw mice in there. And I go, see, I wasn't raised that way. I was a Boy Scout. We went to the Pink Sand Dunes in Utah. We pitched our tents, you and your battle buddy, you only have a half of a tent thing and you snap them together. You put your tents down, and they told us to roll our sleeping bags up. I didn't listen. And we got back the next day, and we all jumped in our sleeping bags at night. I'm sleeping. I didn't know that there was a sidewinder in the bottom of my sleeping bag, and he crawled up, and he was getting the heat off my body. Right. And I woke up and I felt him moving on me. That's when it started, guys. That's when it started. 11-year-old boy. And I hate snakes.
Traumatized for life.
And then I tell the other story with my uncle when I went to live in Alabama with him, clearing land. He said, we're going to pick all these big rocks up and we're going to put them on the trailer, and we're going to go over there. We're going to use them for an embankment. And I'm picking them up, and I grab this rock, and I pick it up, and I'm walking. I got it sitting on my belly. Well, back then, my washboard. And then I'm doing it, and all of a sudden I hear something. Every time I took a step, and I thought it was a tree branch. Well, I had the upper part of the snake's right behind his head when I picked up the rock. He was wrapped around the rock. Had to go to the hospital because I dropped the rock on my foot and broke 2 toes. And I looked like Hopalong Cassidy, and it was a timber rattler that I had.
Oh.
And I'm saying, what the? And then I'm over in California. I'm in California, and we're at Fort Irwin, California, and we just got done with a night mission. Right, it's a force-on-force night mission. Everything under NVGs, and I'm in a M113, and we lay down the hatch in the back, and I said, "Man, I got to get some shut-eye because I've got a battle update brief in about 2 hours." So I'm laying there on the hatch that's sitting on the ground. Here comes Jake the snake, and all of a sudden I open my eyes, and he's going past me inside the 113. Dude, I went from laying flat to being on top of the 113. I did that, but I did it. I was very athletic back then, and that freaked me out. And that was another sidewinder out there at NTC.
He levitated.
Then Desert Storm comes around, and I'm out in the desert, and I'm walking, and we got the Syrians right next to us, right? We're all lined up, and I'm walking. All of a sudden, I go, "Oh, what is that?" I thought it was a cable under the ground. I said, "What kind of cable is that?" And I took it.
Sand viper.
Sand viper.
Yep.
Dude, I kicked it. I started running, and you can't outrun a sand viper. He got a hold of. I had my a book in my cargo pocket, and he came up and latched into that, and his fangs got caught on the cloth on my summer BDUs, and got hooked there. All of a sudden, I feel like someone's pulling my leg. And this dude was close to 9 foot freaking long. Mm-hmm. You don't mess with a sand viper. Mm-mm. And the Syrians are laughing. Ha, ha, ha. And I'm freaking out because I'm trying to get up on it, trying to pull this 9 foot sand viper. And all of a sudden, this guy comes over there and goes, snatch, grabs him, pinches him at the jaws, and opens up his mouth. Right? Takes his knife out, cuts the head off, digs a hole, throws the head in there, and buries it. Picks up the snake, and he goes over to with his buddies, and they start cleaning it. And they said, "You want dinner?" The Syrian army was laughing at me. I was so terrified. So I don't like them. If I have the advantage and I've got something that can decapitate a snake, I'll do it. But I won't reach in for them or do anything like that. There's no.
And you won't go kick in the sun no more.
No, I don't ever want to go to the Middle East again. I'm good. Got the T-shirt. Don't want to do it.
You'd hate Panama too.
Oh, I've been to Panama. I went down there for jungle school.
Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you about my time in that jungle survival school.
My underpants were wet all the time, and it wasn't from sweating.
No. No.
Sorry.
There's things in that jungle down there that just outright kill you. They got poison trees, frogs that swell up like a blister and shoot poison at you, and they got anacondas. They got the Bushmaster snake, which is probably one of the deadliest snakes in the world.
Yeah, they're horrible.
And they got them little what they call bamboo vipers. It looks like a stick of bamboo, and it hangs out in the vines and stuff. I ran into one of them face to face one day, and the guy behind me, I was walking point, and the guy behind me, we were actually patrolling the canal zone, and he whacked that snake's head off with. I stopped. I froze. The snake is like right here, you know, and I said, "Snake," and he goes, "Where?" And I said, "Like right in front of you, right in front of you." I was moving. I was so scared that snake was going to bite me right in the face. And he. Let me put it this way: that Marine cleared a landing zone in 2 minutes. That's
I'm
how
going to tell
afraid
you
of
something.
snakes we are.
Snakes down there. I learned that that one snake. Most snakes, if you mess with them, they'll try to get away from you till they're penned. But there's that one snake down there in Panama and all over South America that will. They don't care. They'll come after you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of it.
The fertile ants.
The fertile ants.
Yep.
They will. You could be 3 feet away, and all of a sudden, if they get scent of you, they don't care because you're going to take 3 steps and be on your knees. Okay,
Yeah.
you're going to be on your knees, and they better have an extraction plan for you
Yeah.
before you even go in.
They also call it the two-step snake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they call. It's well known as a two-step snake because you'll go down in 2 steps once it bites you.
and then we go to Australia, and Terry wants to go up into the Blue Mountains and all this other stuff, and then we're sitting there and they're telling us they're going, oh yeah, you sign up for here's some of the dangers. Then they started listing off all the snakes that will kill you. And then I said, whoa, stop right there. We're not going. And she goes, well, this is one of the things I wanted to do. Okay, Big Mike's not going. They haven't even got into spiders that will kill you. You know what I'm saying? When they told me that, I'm going, whoa. And I'm going, because they said, when we go out, they're going to give you these, I guess they're wraparounds for your legs. And because they can't be penetrated. And I'm going, whoa. See, when you start talking about defensive equipment for snakes, Big Mike ain't going. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. I said, Terry, you can divorce me, marry somebody else, but this guy's not going out there when you have a snake that can look at you and you drop dead. So I ain't doing it. That brown snake they got down there, or whatever it's called, no, it ain't happening. Ain't going to Africa again.
You know, the whole time I was in Panama, Mike, I was worried about the tigers, and it was the snakes that got me.
Yeah. I mean, they're evil. That's why Satan came as a snake. They're evil.
Mm-hmm.
No, ain't gonna happen.
Growing up on a farm, that was the only animal that we were allowed to kill and not eat. You know, was a snake.
Yeah.
But
Buddy of mine in Arizona said, hey, we're going on a rattlesnake roundup. I said, have a good time.
I had never eaten.
It's so much fun.
I had never eaten snake until I joined the military.
Yeah.
And then that was part of the survival training, was learning to eat snake.
Yeah. I tried snake before my first being traumatized as an explorer scout. But ever since then, when I went down to Panama and they said, oh man, we're going to cook this up. I knew it was a snake and I starved and I wouldn't eat it. Go find me a possum up in the tree. Do something. I'm not eating that. So, yeah, that's pretty nasty. I can't, just the thought of it, it's snake meat, would make me vomit right away. Well, hello, Rebecca.
Good morning.
Good morning. And did you have a good birthday?
I did.
Good. I think Terry was in on your live.
She was.
Yep.
She was.
I was in bed.
You know, I seen MT Homestead and I think, oh, I don't think that's Mike. I did say hi, Terrie and Mike. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul, I could be wrong. If he hasn't seen the live, the baby blanket is finished.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is a
Yes.
nice looking blanket.
I seen it,
Mhm.
and
Did.
I'm still can't say thank you enough.
How I didn't even write down when I started this. I think I finished this in 3 weeks.
Did you use that soft yarn?
It is baby yarn, but it's not
Ooh.
real soft. You know, it's gonna hold up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I did. I
There's our
finished.
friends over at K&K Traveling. Welcome in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But Nancy, but we were trying to figure out how to do the edge. As you can see, there's 3 crochet stitches there, but on the edge there's 5. Just to kind of give it that scalloped edge. And oh, it's going to be shipped out Wednesday.
Hey, I do want to say we can send prayers out for Julie over at Heard That. If you haven't heard, she does have a video on her condition over there. I don't want to get into that, but I absolutely adore Julie and Randy. And I just want to send prayers out for her. If you want to know more about her condition, please go over there and check out her videos over at Heard That. And she has another video about Pinecone Fest. So I don't know what's the end result, if we're having it or not having it, depends on the committee. So when they bring out something else about that, we'll let you guys know. But please go over there and check out her videos and send her some love and prayers for her. So love you, Julie.
Love you, Julie.
And I hope everybody will go over there and check out her channel, please. Yeah, it's like I am breeding snakes here. I mean, if that's the case, that they have that many babies, now are they live? Are they live, or do they lay eggs, or do what does
Black,
does
black snakes lay eggs.
black snake lay eggs?
Yeah.
Now I did know that in when I lived in Missouri, we had an old oak tree that was rotted out. It was dead, and then one day we had a huge wind come in, and all of a sudden it went over, and I went out there. I go, oh man, I got to get the tractor out here and saw this up, and all I could see at the bottom of this tree was like a big nest of copperheads.
Wow.
Right? That were nesting underneath this oak tree. So I went and filled up a 5-gallon pail of gas, and I just tossed it in there, lit a piece of cloth on fire and threw it in there. And big mistake, guys, with the whoo, snakes went a-flying, small snakes everywhere. I said, man, and I just went over there. We went with shovels and we were chopping them up. Yeah, we killed quite a few copperheads down in there. So I said, that's scary. Could you imagine? In my thought, I'm sleeping at night. What if I was standing on the edge of it. What if I would have slipped and fell in there? Then I couldn't sleep all night. I was up all night because I didn't want to close my eyes.
If you'd fell in night, you wouldn't be scared of snakes now.
That's probably, you're absolutely correct.
I don't like snakes either.
He said, I gotta quit talking and get back to work.
That's all right. That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, it's okay.
and the thing is, Mike, a black snake is the only snake that can climb vertically.
Really?
Yeah. They can climb up the side of your house and lay up on your roof. You wouldn't even know it.
So that's how they're getting underneath the quail because it's on 2x4 legs.
Yep. They climb right up them legs.
So it's just going like this or whatever it's doing.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, those little tricky bastards.
I was squirrel hunting one time and blew a black snake right out of the squirrel nest.
Wow.
That's the last thing you expect to come out of a squirrel nest.
And Paul, she's talking about snakes.
Too late, I've already put me in reply in.
Am I that far behind?
Yeah.
Remember, it's all adult conversation now. I just knew when I read that, Paul was already churning.
I only said we could have a great time together.
And see, spiders don't bother me at all. I'll kill a spider in a heartbeat, whatever. I've had them. I've woken up in the middle of the night in different places in the military and had spiders on me and stuff like that. That don't bother me or nothing like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain ones I don't want to mess with, like a brown recluse. Okay, brown recluse it'll tear your day up. Okay, and the whole area will rot out. And black widows, certain tarantulas are not good to mess with. I know that from jungle training.
Camel spider.
Camel spider a camel spider will do. You'll see them on animals and stuff like that over there. And what they'll do is, there's camel spiders bigger than my hand. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What they do is they'll jump. They'll actually from the ground up. It's like they're athletes, and they will attach themselves onto the skin or the hide of an animal or a person. And once they do that, they like dig in with their little spiky things on their legs. Then they got fangs that will go into your body and start drinking your blood.
And they get up to 2 feet long.
And you don't want one of them on you because you'll see them where the Bedouins, we went to this one place and I seen a camel and it had a scar, and it not only does the fangs do that, something about those little spiky things, it leaves like a spider print because the skin's dying around it. Yeah, nasty. And the guys said they have to take a knife and pry those things off their camels and goats and stuff like that over there. They're nasty.
Okay, I'm looking at one now. I never heard of a camel spider.
Yeah.
It's the
No,
one with the 2 humps.
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, it's got 2 humps.
Yeah.
They get up to 2 feet long.
Yeah,
Those
they're
spiders do.
cross. Yeah.
They're huge.
They're huge.
Reminds me of that spider. Remember that time on Gilligan's Island when that giant spider got after him?
Yeah.
That's what them camel spiders reminded me of first time I saw them over in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that film, Spiders?
Mm-hmm.
About the giant spiders? My brother's got arachnophobia and I took him to see it.
Oh. Well, I did see the movie Arachnophobia.
Yeah, well, this one, arachnophobia and spiders, are 2 different films. The one I took him to see, they had this big wolf spider that literally tipped over what they call them, petrol tanker.
There's Martin Pacquiao, our good friend. Thank you very much for sharing us out.
I'm not worried about spiders over here.
No? Do you have poisonous spiders?
I haven't found one yet.
What kind of snakes do you have?
We've got the adder.
The
It's
Adler.
it's very rarely we see them anymore.
Yeah.
We've basically killed all their, or most of their habitats.
Huh.
We built houses.
Well, I'll tell you another thing is I was watching a thing on Discovery, and it was about mice in Australia, where people would walk into these places, and the mice and rats were so thick it looked like a floating floor, and hundreds upon millions of them are taking over these farms, and they're actually killing the livestock, chickens and all kinds of stuff. There's so many of them. And I'm like going, what the frick? How can you have so many? Freya went into Loki's kennel and he had to put her in her place. So sorry about that. But there's so many of them that they can't kill them all. I mean, I'm thinking, what about a drone that sprays gas on them and then you can light them on fire? Something.
No, we just need to send Australia a bunch of black snakes,
There you go.
and that'll take care of their mouse problems.
Yeah. They can start on my place. And, they can
And not only that, the black snake will kill the brown snake, that venomous snake they have over there. It'll kill
Really?
it. Yeah. Yeah, black snakes will kill venomous snakes and eat them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw a black snake take out a copperhead one time.
Really?
Yeah, he just squeezed him to death like everything else.
And then swallowing?
Yeah, he ate him.
Well, I kind of like that. I wish they'd get on the JOB here. I think a rat snake will do the same thing, won't it?
Yeah, it will. That's what I'm talking about. A black snake is common is a rat snake. Now there's two kinds of black snakes here in the United States. We have the eastern indigo, which is also known as the black racer. It looks like a black rat snake, only it has a blue belly, not a white one.
Okay, well, then we got two different things here because we have one that's brownish, and then we got the black one.
Well, you probably got the gopher snake.
Gopher snake, is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or also known as a corn crib snake, which it's just a brown rat snake. It'll kill any rat, chipmunk, anything in the barns or stuff.
Well, I do know I have no more mice in my shop.
Well, then you've got a snake in your shop somewhere.
Well, yeah, we've made that abundantly clear because I've met him several times.
Well, and I bet he's hanging up on one of the rafters above your head.
I'll tell you what. That
Did anyone
one,
else see that goes?
the one that I got with the tongs inside the shop, he was as big around as that.
Oh, he just finished eating.
And everybody else see
Well,
the
there was
spirit
no
thing,
lumps
like,
in him. There was no lumps in. He was just. They get underneath. They get underneath the trays that I pull out to scrape the poop from the quail off, so it's not on the floor. And they'll get on there because they see the eggs and they see the birds, but they can't get through that woven wire. So that's where I find them all the time. And this one that was like that, I tried to pull the tray out, right? And I couldn't do it because he was too fat. And I have about that much gap between the tray and the 2x4 on top.
Did you know that a snake can flatten itself to go up underneath a door?
Oh yeah, I knew that.
well, just like a rat can.
Yeah. Why you have to go and talk about the? I don't look in the rafters.
You should
You
always
will
look
from
in the
now
rat-
on.
Man, Well, I'll tell you something that Jason over at White Rock said that he went in there and he was looking, and all of a sudden, dude came from the rafters in their hen house and was coming down, and he went. I said, dude, there'd be a hole, and it would look just like this, a Big Mike going through your chicken coop, and I'd have busted that thing down.
They like laying up on top of bird feeders too.
Bird feeders.
Yeah. They'll even get in the bird house. They can shimmy right up the pole and get into your bird houses and
Oh,
just
wow.
wait on the bird to come in. They're smart.
Oh my.
I'm not that smart.
Mike's going hunting. He's going to clear his acres today.
Well, I will tell you that I've made contact with Carrie over at Outdoor Adventures with Carrie, and she has 3 cats, and she's gonna give us 2 cats to be our farm cats. Because I remember when we had cats in there before, never seen a snake on my property. I did see one of the cats with a snake in its mouth, and it went over and chewed the head off of it. And we had cats that would catch rabbits. We had one tabby cat would catch them, and he would like skin them out, and all you seen was the hide. And he ate cat food every single day. We'd give him just a little bit. We'd make him hunt, but they would never touch our chickens.
A lot of farmers down here,
Bring them around the chickens.
a lot of farmers down here in the southeast use rat terriers,
Yeah.
dogs, and a rat terrier will chase a chipmunk or a rat. He'll even go after the snake. If he sees the snake coming up out of a hole, he'll go into the hole after the snake. That's why they're
Do
called
they
rat
get hungry
terriers.
little dogs?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they're working dogs.
You know
They
what?
they used to use them hunting fox too, fox and rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Dave? Mike's gonna go hunting as soon as we finished here.
Yeah. He's
Gonna
going
go
on high
hunting for a
alert.
pair of shorts.
He's going to high alert with a fully loaded magazine, and he's not going to stop until the sun goes down.
My shop would look like Swiss cheese. That's what it would look like. That's why Terry
Mike's
doesn't
going
hunt.
hunting for a clean pair of shorts.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's always a good rule of thumb. I remember my grandpa. He worked a 72-acre farm. I remember he used to carry a pistol all the time.
Yeah. With
And
rats
it
on
was, it was for that reason, to take out any predator that he saw at any given time. He was ready to go.
Well, I carried one of those when I lived in Missouri. It was a Taurus Judge, and it'd take 4 10 shells.
Yeah.
They called it the Judge because judges would use that in the West when they were in court, so they didn't really have to aim. They just pointed towards somebody
Hmm.
that was trying to rush them. But yeah, those are pretty handy guns.
Yep.
I'm glad I don't have one because, like I said, that place would be shot up. I'd be ordering new metal.
Mike going full auto.
Yeah. Yeah, don't. I think I might go and get me another one because then I don't have to touch them. I can get them outside. And she goes, just let him go. I said, if you let him go outside, it's just like, hey, it's recess, go outside. They'll come right back in because they know where the food is.
They will. Or they just have more babies.
And Brittany's the same way. Brittany goes, look, Dad. And she comes up to me and she goes, look. And she has a paint bucket and she goes, look, and puts it right in my face. And there's a freaking rat snake in there. I said, whoa, where'd you get it? She goes, oh, he was on one of the trays. I pulled it out and I just grabbed him. I said, what is wrong with you and your mother? y'all, something wrong with you guys.
They were born up country.
Yeah, that's all. They just country girls.
Oh, I've been down in Louisiana, and when we were at maneuvers with the 259 Brigade, Louisiana Brigade, ran into some gators. Didn't bother me none.
Have you ever held one?
What, alligator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have too.
yeah.
I've eaten one.
I've eaten many an alligator. Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina, every year South Carolina have a raffle for gator tags. And I think you get like 15 or 20, might have been, maybe 50, I think you get 15 or 20 tags. And that's how many gators you can harvest. That's how they control gators in South Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, Johnny, my whole life I wanted to move to Montana. And there was a place there called Seeley Lake, Montana. And the lake there was made by a glacier. I went up there for a summer. I think I was like 14 or 15. And one of the most beautiful places on God ever built. And that's where I always wanted to live on the back of my mind. I can't get Terrie north of the Mason-Dixon line. It ain't happening.
Well, Montana has them bigger predators like wolves and grizzlies.
Yeah, I'm good with them. Everybody carries a gun.
That's right.
You know, I don't have to worry about it.
You can see a wolf. You can see
See, the good thing is it's not like the olden days. You run out of a revolver and you got to sit there and put bullets in. No, I went up there and these guys. I see this one guy. He carries a 45 and he's around his back. He's got like 4 clips. I said, "That's all you need," you know.
He's going to war.
Yeah.
And make that 4 extended clips.
There you go. It's like mine. All my pistols carry 10-round clips, and I've got I've got 1 9. I've got 2 40s. I got a 45, and I got another 45, a Rock Island 45, 1911. So I've got all I need. I've got a subcompact that you can put in your back pocket. I've got them all. Then I got walls of guns, and I can't get Terrie past the Mason-Dixon one.
You need to go auctioneering with Johnny Gillen, who's getting pissed off with you because you haven't said hello yet.
I put his comment up.
Yeah, he's been in here.
Hi, Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Hey, everybody. Johnny's in here from Gillum Farms. I was trying to do like the man thing. I don't want to, geek over Johnny because, I think he's special.
He's on his dozer today.
Now, I haven't heard from Johnny, and here's a public service announcement. If you send Johnny a message, you're going to have to wait on a response.
Yeah. As Johnny says, it'll take about 4 days to get a response.
And usually the ones he sends me back, he goes, "Oh, sorry, I was busy." Dude, that was 2 weeks ago.
He's gone.
Johnny's not a technology guy. If his phone rings, hey, what's going on? But you leave a message for him. He's not worried about that. He's got things to do. And one of the things is he goes to these auctions. I'm still looking for some pallet forks and a box blade for my tractor. So, and I already told Johnny what I'm willing to spend on those things. He probably hasn't found one at that price point. But yeah.
You need to check out the Ritchie Brothers auctions.
Ritchie Brothers.
Yeah. There's another YouTube
I'm trying to
channel.
find out if there's an online thing where you can find out where all the auctions are going to be held here in Oklahoma.
Well, Ritchie Brothers do a lot of things, especially machinery. And But there's another channel I watch called. He's gone right out my head. Dirt Perfect. Dirt Perfect's the name of the channel, and he literally he'll go over there
Yeah, me too.
and CNC machinery. They have got so much stuff from Ritchie Brothers.
Yeah.
But Dirt Perfect just get me this, get me that, and he'll pay them.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, don't, as long as they don't strike above the cowboy boots. Let's see.
I'm guessing there's snake boots that go up further up your leg.
Yeah. They're called snake boots. Yeah.
No, the ladies changed all that. They became thigh boots.
Ariat makes a good pair of snake boots, but they're very expensive. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, there would have been dead people on the road if I was in there. Or else I'd be on the road, my car would be in a ditch.
I think your bloody old Jeep would have taken out half a state before it stopped.
Yeah, it would have been an ugly thing.
Mike he'll be looking up the next time he goes in his barn.
Yeah.
He'll be looking up.
I'm thinking about putting a camera system out there that I can see inside the house before I even go out there. One that I can focus in on, put it up in one of the corners. My luck, the snake would be behind it.
Or on top of it.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Boy in the Bubble?
I've seen it, yeah.
That'll be Mike next time he goes out to his workshop.
Well, I've got those in there. I will tell you that I have the sticky mouse pads, and I haven't caught a mouse in a long time. Usually when I put them down and put the bait in the middle of them, they're like, I've had some that I've had 6 mice on. But now nothing gets on them. But I did find one up on a shelf above the quail, because I have a board that goes alongside there. And I found one of the sticky traps, and it was like, and I think it went between the 8x8 post and the aluminum. And I guess that sticky pad caught and it got it off. So I'm guessing that was a snake that took it up there. So
Most likely.
How do we get on the snakes? My God.
His fault. His fault.
Oh, yeah. We got the snake meister in here. Oh wow, Troy's got a scar from a camel spider. Yeah.
Well, I don't know which video was funniest, yours or Brandon Eddie's. You know, you both hate snakes.
He can't stand snakes either.
Oh, he had a black snake in his chicken coop the other day, and he cut his own chicken out of the snake. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He picked that snake up, and it had a big lump about halfway down through it, about that big, and he cut it and pulled his little dib out of the snake.
Did it live?
It was one of his guineas.
Yeah, it was under the watering bucket, under the feed tray.
Yeah, brown recluses, you do not. That's why they always say you need to clean your shop up all the time. Those brown recluses.
Yeah, my grandmother lost the tip of her pinky from a black widow bite. Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you that a bite from a black widow feels like someone just took a hot poker and touched your skin.
Yep.
Because I've been
Oh,
bit.
so that's what happened when I put my pajamas on.
I actually put my shoe on, and there was a black widow in my shoe, and it got the end of my toe.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was painful.
So you hate spiders now too, huh?
No, I mean, I should have known. I mean, I wasn't thinking, you know.
Yeah.
I know that a couple of things you don't do in Arizona is you don't leave shoes outside when I was growing up because anything can get inside your shoe.
Scorpion.
And you don't leave extension cords plugged in because snakes can feel just that
Heat
little
from the
bit.
electricity.
It gets cooler and they'll wrap themselves on that extension cord. We had one of those down when I was in Sierra Vista. Somebody left an extension cord plugged in and had it wrapped up, and they put it down. They were going to use it. Then they never came back and unplugged it. And one of my workers went out there and picked it up, and it was a Mojave that was wrapped up in that thing. And that is one of the most deadliest rattlesnake on the planet in the rattlesnake world is a Mojave. And what they do is these people come out to southern Arizona and they run the roads at night, because at night the asphalt's the last thing to cool down. And this Mojaves will go out there on the road and get that last warmth. So these guys are running the streets, and when they find one, they'll grab it with their tongue stuff and they'll milk it. And it's against the law to take them or kill the Mojave, and then they'll put them back down on the ground and they take it for anti-venom. It's the best anti-venom base that they use. And when my granddaughter got bit by the rattlesnake over here, Mackenzie, she took 44 vials of anti-venom at $3,000 a vial. Good thing they have great insurance, and it paid for it. But she took 44 vials. Her arm, right, and she got bit right here, right there, and her arm, you couldn't tell it was an arm. It looked like a big old. Her fingers, it looked like they were about to explode. And it took 44 vials, and then they had to watch her later on to make sure that her blood, you know, all the red cells and white cells and everything, because it was coagulating in her arm from that bite. So,
And yet, if you look at her now, you wouldn't think.
yep. If you look at her now, you wouldn't tell, but she's on snake alert all the time now. Hello, Jolly Huggers. There's Rice Lewis. I know.
I only dance with pythons.
Yeah, king snakes. Isn't a king snake the same thing as a black snake?
No.
It's different.
Yeah. It's same family, but a king snake they call it the king snake because it'll kill all other snakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it black?
Yeah, it's black, but it's got looks like a yellow chain on its back, all the way
really?
down to its tail. Yeah. Now it has been known that king snakes will crossbreed with black rat snakes. So sometimes you'll get a black rat snake that looks like a king snake. If I wanted a snake on anywhere near my land or my house, it would be a king snake.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, because they'll kill a rattlesnake twice their size.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're immune to all poison.
Yeah, she. Yeah, you didn't use the word she. She can lay up to 100 snake eggs.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt you got snake eggs. If you've got a refrigerator or deep freezer in your shop, you might have a snake nest in the motor area.
It might not be a she. It might be a trans he.
Yeah,
And-
Terry will clear the shop out when she gets back.
I'm surprised you haven't seen snakes doing the mating dance on your property, Mike.
Yeah,
If you see two snakes standing up doing this, yeah,
yeah. I only watch that on Discovery.
yeah.
I'm at a safe distance.
With a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah, human's the easiest one to. Yeah.
Do you know why you've got so many snakes, Mike? Because they put the word out. There's a pussy here.
Ah!
Well, you know, really, you can learn the whole cycle of life on a farm,
Yep.
you know, and the whole food chain is on a farm. So, you know, snakes smell chickens, guineas.
Oh, Rebecca's lost signal. That's why she's frozen.
Rebecca, are you frozen?
I think she is.
Well, she says at the bottom of the comments, I lost signal.
Oh. There's Kentucky Bluegrass Living. Sorry it took me so long to get down here.
That's all right. He's been taking the piss out of me all morning.
There's Rainy Ridge. Yeah, we get talking and the chat just keeps going, and then I forget about it. And then Paul, that's why I got you on here, Paul, to tell
That's
me.
why Paul does that so much.
Now, YouTube has been kind of going in and out all weekend in my area too.
Really?
Yeah. It's not just YouTube, it's just the internet in general's been going in and out.
Yeah, they're black widows, man. You'll know when you get bit by one of those.
You tell him, Lacey.
Yeah, if you see a spider web and it has that white cotton ball looking thing right in the middle of it,
Yeah.
that's a black widow's egg sac.
Yeah.
You might as well crush it.
Get out the burner.
Yeah. I don't like spiders and snakes.
And that ain't what it takes to love me.
Like I want to be loved by you.
That's right, like.
Those are the olden days songs. Not that you're old, Lacey, but those are olden days songs now.
Yeah, about 72 or 73. That's not that long ago.
Well, for kids that are born, like my daughter born in 92,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't know.
kind of, sort of. They don't know.
They'll find them records in your attic one day, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to confuse a high school kid these days, ask them what a 33 LP is.
Yeah.
It's even better if you ask him what a 45 is and it's not a gun.
Yeah.
Or you remember those when it first started out, for a 45, when you put it on your player, it had that raised round disc that you had to put on, and then they came
Yeah,
out.
for the ones that didn't have the middle.
The ones they were flat and they snapped in the middle of the 45, so you can put it on there. And then later on, I seen the same thing, but they were in those little guns that would fire out those things.
It was called the spindle, Mike.
Yeah.
It was called the spindle. You had to put the spindle in it.
I don't know what they're called, but I just know it's an insert for a 45.
Yeah.
And those were the good old days where you didn't have to buy the whole album. You could just buy the song. You know what I mean?
Dave, you've got to forgive him. He's got that old folks disease. It's
Yeah.
called senile dementia.
Yeah. I call them whatchamacallits and things like that.
The hickey majigger.
Yeah. Yeah, see? The olden day folks, they know what I'm talking about.
I don't believe you just called Tamara old.
Hey. Yeah, you don't mess with old people. We got old because we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
It's like
We
my
got
son,
old because we
me
ate
and my
stupid.
son, me and my son got into it one time. He said, "Dad, I don't want to hurt you." And I said, "Son, I do want to hurt you." He goes, "You could hurt your own son." I said, "Oh, very easy, very easy." And he's going, "No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't." Man, I busted him in his jaw. He goes, "What?" I said, "See?" He goes, "Why'd you do that?" I said, "Because it didn't hurt me." He goes, and I said, "You need to watch your P's and Q's." He goes, "What's a P and Q? What the heck?" I said,
I'm old enough to know better, but still too young to care.
And see, and that's the problem with raising boys as a single parent. They get to an age where they don't realize there's only one rooster on a farm. You know what I mean? And then they start getting cocky and they start strutting and dropping their feather and doing their little thing because they've had relations with a girl and then they think they're men. And sometimes dad's got to bring him back to reality. And both of my boys had been brought back to reality. Took a little smelling salts to wake them up afterwards, but they realized. And then we never had a problem after that. Still to this day, my son calls me daddy. You know? And you call your dad daddy? He's my daddy. And I said, tell them the story. No, I don't want to tell it. Then their friends want to know. My dad would never do that to me. I said, well, he's not a good dad.
You got to set your standards. In the military, we call that setting a standard.
I will tell you, when I met Terrie, and she had a teenage daughter named Brittany, that was the challenge of my lifetime.
No doubt.
And she loves you to death.
A teenage daughter, and she scared the hell out of me. Just the looks and everything that went with it. Yeah, she scared me. I would raise 15 boys before I'd raise another girl. Because I emotionally attached myself to her. She's a girl. She's my wife's daughter, and I love her to death, you know. But there's certain times of the month where she became so evil. Okay? So evil. It was like a 7-day evil that I had never experienced in my life. And she was the epitome of Roseanne Barr, PMS, hatred, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. And then I'd see her sneak into the kitchen and she would take, this is weird, guys, and I can't believe I'm telling you this, but she would steal like cans of peas, not steal, she would take cans of peas or green beans or something like that and a can opener, and that's all she would eat during the 7-day menstrual nightmare that I experienced with Brittany. Just saying.
I raised 3 daughters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, when the oldest one This is a true story. When the oldest one, she was like 14, she comes to me. I was still on active duty at the time. She comes to me like, Dad, can I go to the sock hop dance on base with this kid? And I go, well, when do I meet him? She goes, what do you mean? I said, listen, if he don't respect me enough to come knock on my door and introduce himself and ask me if he can take you to the dance himself, then he's not going to respect you. I guess she went to school the next day and told him, I can't go unless you go talk to my dad. So he showed up. Now, the kicker to the story is I just happened to be on the pistol range qualifying that week. So I'm sitting at home, and being a staff non-commissioned officer in the military, I could shoot my own pistol for qualification. So I'm sitting there cleaning my pistol when this kid showed up. And, you know, we had that little talk, and, you know, we got to talking. I knew who he was when I met him. I knew his dad was a sergeant major, and he must have taught him very well.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there talking about shooting in the Marine Corps and stuff, and, you know, but I can only imagine what he thought at 14 years old. He walks into my house, and I'm sitting there cleaning a pistol while he's talking about taking my daughter to a dance.
Yeah. See, there is, if you're a parent and you really sat down and looked at your children and how they act and represent you as a parent and your family and stuff like that. I don't know if parents nowadays think of it that way. But there was, I mean, home raising is the most important part of a child's upbringing. And if you have some poor home raising skills, that goes off into the public. And you don't have to be a full-fledged daddy and mommy family. You could be a single parent. But the one thing you do have to, I think as single parents, your mind is a little bit more open if your kid's a total ass or not, because you don't need no more pressure on you. And I will tell you that nowadays, because I went to Troops and Teachers program when I got out of the military the first time, and I taught one semester of 11th grade American history. And after the semester was over, I turned in my keys. I said, I'm done. I will kill one of these little bastards, because your kids, when they get around other kids, they're not the kids that you see at your house. They are pulling the wool over your eyes. Now, hopefully not all the kids, but if you're a parent and you're so blind that you have a little angel, you need to wake up and smell the coffee, because I'm going to tell you something. My boys got called. I got called to the school one time, and in Missouri, if your kid's 17 years old, they just called the sheriff's department. In the state of Missouri, 17 is the legal age, and they don't deal with you no more. Well, they called me, and they said, hey, as a courtesy, we're going to, and I was at the house, which is only less than a mile away from the school. They said, we're calling the sheriff's department on your son, Mike. He used these swear words, and then he pushed the teacher. And it just so happens that the teacher was a female. I said, whoa. I'm on my way. And because they said they were going to call the sheriff's department. I said, I'm on my way. I'm at the house. I'll be right there. And I got there and I walked in, and my son's all leaning back in his chair. And I'm hearing him talking there. Like, he told the teacher, I don't give an F what you said, the principal. I don't give an F what you do. I'm done with this school, blah, blah, blah. And I said, can I go in? And she goes, yeah. And I walked in. As soon as I walked in, My son looked over and he stood up, and he was about 4 foot from the wall. I hit him so hard that me and the principal picked him up and put him in my trunk. He was still unconscious. And he got straight A's after that. He was a model student. And I said, there's more of that to come. Okay. Because if you go to jail, I'm not getting you out. And you committing assault on a teacher, and she dropped the charges and stuff. And come to find out, he was at school. He was stoned. So I said, "Wow, dude, you're on the path to nowhere." And that was the beginning of his drug problems. Was in school. There's nothing for kids to do sometimes in these small towns, and they get into some nasty shit. Sorry, adult conversation, and not proud of it, but. It's just when you're at your wit's end, and it's either straighten them up, hard love one way, or they're going to jail. I'll take the hard love the other way. But anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in here. I want to thank Dave for coming in and sharing his information with us. Please go over there and check out his channel. And your channel is Out and About with Dave and Doozy.
That's correct. Out and About with Dave and Doozy.
And you got any other channels or podcast or?
That's the only one. Now, I haven't done a live yet on my channel. I don't have a live tab on my YouTube channel, but I can stream live through StreamYard back to my channel.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to try to do sometime this week. Yeah. I've never done it before. This is a new podcast system for me. And as you know, I've told you I've been busy all last week. I was singing overseas from my house. Yeah. I don't, through this technology, you don't have to travel as much to entertain or sing gospel music in a Muslim country.
Yeah.
And you can do it from the relative safety of your own house.
Yep.
So,
that's good.
But I'm still trying to travel. I can't right now, and until I get Doozy a little more training. And he's living up to his name. Let me tell you. But he's got some surgery coming up.
Oh.
Nothing bad. I'm just going to have him fixed.
Oh, there you go.
And because he's learning that he can do things, and he's doing it to the wrong people and the wrong animals, and so he's got a little surgery coming up.
Yeah.
But I've had a good time. What was that, Paul?
I didn't understand you, Paul.
That's why I got fixed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it'll also calm him down. He's one of the most hyper. He's not only hyper, I think he's bipolar.
Oh.
Yeah, I think my dog is bipolar. Well, the only reason I say that is he does things as revenge against me.
Yeah.
And
I will tell you, Lacey, that somebody told me that one time, because I whooped the heck out of Kevin. He wanted something at the store, and we told him no. And I think he was probably 6, and he threw a tantrum in the store. And I'm not one of them parents, let me take you to the bathroom. And I don't reason with a 6-year-old. I got him out. I got him by one arm, in the armpit right there, and I grabbed him, and we started doing what we call the daddy helicopter ride. And I started whooping that butt, and we went around in a circle. This lady came up to me. She goes, "I'm calling Child Protective Services. I said, here. And she goes, I took my son. I said, here, take him. She goes, what? I said, take him. She goes, no, they're going to come in here and take it. I said, no, hold on to him. And I got the cart and I walked away. And she's going, what the heck? I said, if you're going to call them, go ahead and call them. I'm going to finish shopping. When they show up, you can take the little bastard. That's what I said. Actual words. I was in the military. I didn't play no games. And I said, you can take him. And
Mike, I'm gonna pull out.
MP showed up. MP showed up at the commissary, and the staff sergeant came up to me, and he goes, "Hey, Sergeant Elmer, what's going on?" I said, "I whooped my kid's ass because he was pissed off, and he took a jar of pickles and pushed it off the shelf onto the floor. I whooped his tail." He goes, "All right, case closed." And that lady was so pissed. He should be put in jail for whooping his kid. Yeah.
And that's what's wrong with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the same mother that'll be going, well, you know, he's
My
such
son's
a
a
good
serial
boy.
killer? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
He was such a good boy. He was never,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, and now it's 18 in Missouri. Okay.
But anyways, I'm going to step out of the live, Mike. I
All right.
appreciate you giving me this opportunity, and thanks for sharing my channel. Y'all come see me.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Take it
There's
easy,
the
Dave.
link right there. Thank you, Paul, for putting that in.
I wouldn't have thought of it if Rebecca hadn't have asked.
Yeah. So, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Hey, remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need, and always, always think of that. Guys, remember, please go over to Heard That ! And check out Julie's video again on her condition and also the future of Pinecone Fest, if you would please. Show her some love and some prayers. Okay? We absolutely love her. I love her to death, and I wish the very, very best for her. All right, James Hall, I see you. All right, I just read it. So anyway, Paul, any closing words, brother?
Stay
On your
safe.
tardiness? On your tardiness?
I was here. I just wasn't on screen.
Paul was tardy. Anyway, guys, we love you guys. Again, Terry will be back for our Wednesday show. And Jason and I will be on Sergeant's Talk TV on
I
Tuesday.
don't
at
get no
8
grief from Terry.
And yeah, Terry will probably clear up all my scaredy catness of snakes and what she's done. But hopefully she makes it back. I think she's coming back on Tuesday. Yeah.
Is she bringing Brittany?
No,
Is
she's
she
not
bringing
bringing Brittany. And
Oh,
let's just see if she brought me a present back.
the best person to bring her father is his daughter.
Well, yeah, but Brittany's not going to come down. She already came down that one time. But I paid for everything. I figure I'm just seeing if I have anything that she comes back with just for me.
Of course she does. She's coming back. What more does she need? What more does she need?
Something materialistic.
Oh, now you're sounding like a woman.
No.
Yes.
I mean, she might have seen something. She goes, "Hey, I'm thinking of Mike. He would love something like that." I do it.
Terry, if you're listening, Mike needs a new judge. A 410.
Yep. I need a 410 judge. It'll only cost you about $900.
And he's worth every penny of it before he falls apart.
Yeah, she'll bring me coffee. She'll go to HEB and bring me coffee back. She goes, "I brought you coffee." And
What
that'll
are you
be
moaning about?
yeah.
She
I
brings you
should be
coffee.
fixing it all right.
Coffee's the cure for everything.
That's right. Yeah, she'll stop by a pawn shop. Yeah, yeah. And you know how hard it was for a while there to get 410 shot? That was, man, almost impossible. So anyway, guys, we love you. Remember, we go live on Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and Friday. So that's 4 times a week you get to see this beautiful, handsome face. And twice a week you get to see that.
Twice a week you need blinkers.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Stay safe, everyone.